Every time you double tap a photo, scroll through a video feed, or click an ad, you leave something behind. A trail of digital exhaust follows your every move. Most of us log on assuming we are simply utilizing a free service to connect with friends or pass the time. But those platforms are built to harvest something incredibly lucrative. By interacting with the screen, you are actively generating modern society's most sought-after commodity, data. Initially, the collection felt harmless. Tech companies gathered your preferences to filter out noise, curating a feed that matched your interests and recommending videos you actually wanted to watch. Yet that exact same information allowed advertisers to pinpoint their messaging. They could slice demographics into tiny fractions, delivering highly specific campaigns directly to the people most likely to click buy. There is no free access. Every minute spent online is an ongoing transaction, and your daily behavior is the currency paying the bill. As billions brought smartphones into their homes, workplaces, and bedrooms, the volume of processed information grew massively to match. The data leaves our devices and vanishes into private servers. Once inside those vaults, we lose sight of how it is stored or who has access. We constructed a global communication network on a closed loop. We upload the details of our lives into an infrastructure we are never allowed to see. That closed loop eventually cracked. A series of high-profile controversies exposed the fragility of these private servers, revealing that millions of personal records were being accessed without oversight. The sheer volume of data attracted outside actors. Information from millions of users was quietly scraped by third-party organizations, bypassing the platform's primary defenses. These firms built complex psychological profiles to target specific voters, aiming to manipulate political outcomes with surgical precision. The users themselves never consented to this deep analysis. Their profiles were vacuumed up and analyzed entirely in the dark. This board displays a timeline of these failures. The data harvesting was an ongoing pattern of security breaches, exposed personal details, and a reckless approach to user safety across multiple years. People who had rarely considered their digital footprint suddenly faced a difficult question. If an outside firm can extract your psychological profile without your awareness, who exactly owns your data? Nobody had to pick a lock or crack a safe. The extraction of millions of private lives happened quietly, through the digital windows we leave open every day. The public outrage pushed the debate out of server rooms and into the streets. Citizens demanded transparency, forcing tech executives to answer for their practices. This document is the General Data Protection Regulation. It represents the governmental pushback, implementing strict legal frameworks, levying massive financial penalties, and forcing companies to give users the ability to manage their own histories. Facing heavy fines and a loss of trust, Meta and other industry leaders updated their policies. They built in new privacy dashboards, attempting to show users what information was being tracked. But adjusting a few settings doesn't solve the underlying issue. As artificial intelligence advances, algorithms can now identify your biometrics and predict your behavior. We cannot simply shut the system down. Live traffic maps rely on location tracking to route you around accidents, and streaming services depend on your watch history to function. The zeros and ones are just information. The threat emerges entirely from the dark spaces where those numbers are hoarded, poorly guarded, and used against the people who created them. The digital landscape we navigate today is the result of intentional decisions by corporations and regulators. Defending that entire landscape requires immense capital. Companies are forced to pour billions of dollars into cybersecurity simply to protect the vast reservoirs of personal details they have accumulated. The scandals revealed the absolute core of the technology sector's business model. The information you generate through your everyday life has become their primary asset. If your daily habits possess that much immense value to others, you have to decide how much control you are willing to surrender.